Hello, one and all. This is Luckless LoveLocks, and welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. And I think we're going to go down and explore one of the locks that we've unlocked right here. So I don't really remember 100% how this all went down, but I believe, yeah, if this is the crew quarters, then it was Fi and myself going with Alice, I think. And then we would have chosen to betray Alice. And then we chose the green door, which took us to the archives. This one took us to the control room. I don't remember who we went into the archives with, though. This is the so this would have been with Alice, so it's got to be with someone else, but I'm not 100% sure who. And the lock is, where did Alice go? I believe in this this path. This is the one of the ones where Alice gets killed. So let's jump into this. I'm super excited to resume a path that we haven't been to in a long time, just to see maybe we have one of the locks to unlock one of these longer paths, or one of the keys. Let's go. So lounge. In the lounge, where did Alice go? No one here, huh? Damn. Where did she go? Then suddenly the world shifted. For just an instant, I was somewhere else entirely. My mind reeled, and then, just as I'd begun to adjust, it was gone, as if nothing had happened. So we know that she's in the crew quarters and she's dead? Or we know that she's headed there and now we can stop her from killing herself. I wonder how this is going to turn out. What was that? It was the same sensation I'd felt when I saw the vision of the bombs exploding. Had it been a premonition? This is bad. I need to find Alice now. But where could she be? Damn it, Alice, where are you? Crew quarters. What about the crew quarters? Yeah, that has to be it. No lying down on the job. We just got another achievement. I set off at a dead run. So this is kind of cool. This is actually giving us the choice of where to go. I like this. This is neat because although actually, well, I do remember her. That's where she had died. So I did go back and just skip through some of the videos along this path to try to get a sense of where it was at, but I didn't watch the whole thing. Without that, I probably still would have been able to guess this spot. But it's kind of like the player using their knowledge to unlock the path. I like that idea. The moment I entered the crew hallway, I made straight for the door. I made straight for the door to the number 2 room. Okay. Alice should be in here. I swallowed and threw open the door. Alice. So you were here. As I spoke, her eyes turned toward mine, but I didn't get the feeling that they were looking at me. Her skin was pale and sickly, and one of her hands held the scalpel, like I'd caught her in the middle of something.
What are you doing here?
It's okay. I'm just here to help you.
Help me? What do you mean?
Just let go of that scalpel.
No. I need it to get this bracelet off.
Huh?
Remember what Zero Jr. told us? The bracelet comes off when your heart stops. So I just have to...
Stop! Before I even finished the word, I was running. I grabbed both her arms and wrenched them back, pulling the blade away from her chest.
No! Let me go! I have to do this!
That is intense!
I can't take it anymore. This whole thing is like a nightmare I can't wake up from. The only way I'm going to get out of here is to die!
Knock it off. With a grunt, I tore the scalpel from her hands. Nice! Stopped it. It was a second before I felt a burning pain in my left hand. I'd apparently cut myself getting the damn thing away from her. Very quickly, it progressed from a dull throbbing to a hot line of pain across my palm. I clenched my teeth and squeezed my hand tight. It's so interesting that, like, the only time that we ever see ourselves is when we look at our arm and we see the bracelet, right? The wristband. We never, like, it never shows our hand, like us looking at our hand. There's something to this, the fact that they don't ever show Sigma. There's definitely something to this, and it's probably going to be kind of similar to what happened in 999, right? There's going to be some kind of crazy reveal, like we're not who we think we are. I was so focused on my pain that I barely heard Alice collapse. She didn't respond when I shook her. Hey, are you all right? Alice, say something. There was a moment of terror before I realized she was still breathing. I didn't know why, but it seemed she'd only passed out. Shit, what am I supposed to do now? Oh man. Maybe the infirmary? It's got all those medical things. The medical thingamajigs. People are going to think that we tried to kill her. Buoyed by adrenaline, I hefted Alice's body and took off toward the infirmary.
All right, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Her results are identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical 6.
Phi had called everyone else back after I brought Alice to the infirmary. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Oh no. No! What's going to happen to her? Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. It's a special antiviral treatment. Whether or not there's any around here, though. No! No! Oh, Alice! I don't want you to die! Please! Please don't die! I don't want to be alone! Don't die!
Clover wrapped her arms around Alice's unconscious body and began to sob. None of us had the heart to pull her off, so all we could do was stand and watch uncomfortably.
"10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally."
Guys, I think we should get back to the warehouse.
What about Alice and Quark?
I guess we're just gonna have to leave them behind.
No! I'm not leaving!
Clover?
I'm staying here! Like heck I'm gonna leave Alice all alone! She's going to be fine. I gave her some Soparil. She'll just be sleeping like Quark. I don't care! I just want to stay with her. She shouldn't have to be all by herself.
Well, she's got Quark.
Everything's coming up Sigma, huh? What a lucky, lucky man you are. You two are gonna be playing against Clover. If she doesn't vote, then she'll default to ally.
So we had explored the archives with Clover.
That means if she stays here, the two of you are gonna be sitting pretty. Especially you, Sigma. After all, you've got 6 BP right now.
Oh. Are you saying I'm gonna choose Betray?
If you do, you'll get what you need to escape.
You bastard. There's no way I'd do that.
Is that so?
Well, yes, it is so. For one, I'm not the only one making this decision. Luna's my partner, and she'll be in the AB room with me. You really think she'd just stand by and let me do something like that? Back me up here, Luna.
Well...
There was that time.
Actually, I was planning to let you make the decision.
See? Told you. You can lie to us if you want, but you can't lie to yourself.
Shut up. What?
If I might make a suggestion, what if Sigma and Luna both remained here? Should all three of you abstain, then you would all be guaranteed to ally, correct?
But then we're all punished, right? Nope, doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Here. Take a look at this. I pulled the scrap of paper we'd found out of my pocket.
Huh? What's this?
We found it when we went to the archives.
There wasn't anything like this in the pantry.
Nothing in the garden either.
I guess they only put one in the archives. Whatever. I'll just read it for you. Oh god. Here are some more AB Games rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. Yeah, okay. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. Get it? The whole team kind of
That
stands.
means either Dio or Tenmyoji's going to have to vote then. And they're playing against Alice. Oh. I guess playing against is a little generous.
So Alice is guaranteed to vote ally, which means that if Dio picks Betray,
Knock it off. You trying to get back at me for what I said earlier? No way am I gonna choose Betray. You do know her BP's at 1, right? What do you think would happen to her if I did that?
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I wouldn't put it past you.
What?
I mean, we know. We know he's gonna screw her over.
Cool it, boys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be in that room, too. I'd planned to stay here with Quark, just to make sure he was safe. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna have that luxury. I can't trust Dio to make a decision for all 3 of us. That means we're gonna be sharing a room, bucko. I've got my eye on you. Happy now, Sigma?
Yeah, thanks. That's a relief.
Exactly.
Oh man, everybody's against me. Whatever shall I do?
Can't be too careful. I wouldn't want to see Alice killed by an unfortunate accident.
What do you mean, accident?
Oh, Tenmyoji, before we went into the CDs, you told Alice there was something you wanted to tell her. What was it?
Oh.
Huh?
I don't remember this.
Oh, that, well, I mean, look, it wasn't important. Just forget about it.
5 minutes.
God, I don't remember
remain
that at all.
Until Ambidex game
Okay,
polling
this is
closes.
interesting. Interesting.
Time's running out, people. Clover and I will stay here and keep an eye on Alice and Quark. Everyone else needs to go.
What?
You're staying too?
Yeah, something does happen. Clover might need a hand.
Aren't you a solo? You're playing against Kay and Quark. But with Quark out, that means Kay would get to decide this whole round.
Are you saying that you trust me?
Yes,
Even though I have 6 BP?
yes.
Whoa. Are you nuts? What happens when he gets 9 BP?
I'm not worried. Kay won't betray me.
How can you know that?
I just know, I guess.
You just know? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Had something happened between Phi and Kay while they were out exploring?
I understand. I can hardly betray trust like that, can I? I will vote for our team.
Good. We're counting on you.
I've had enough of this bullshit.
This doesn't sound like Phi, but is she...
4 minutes remain.
Does she have a
until
premonition
Ambidex
like she has
game
before, like we have?
closes.
Come on,
Because we know Kay is definitely capable of betrayal to save his own butt.
we need to hurry.
He even thinks it's virtuous, like he's going to get help for Quark and Alice.
All right, you kids. Take care of those 2, okay?
Of course.
We promise.
Maybe she's playing him, though. With that, we were off. Maybe she's gonna pull an Alice. I gave one last quick nod to Phi and Clover before heading back for the warehouse at a dead run, but they would have been in the same... Would they have been in the same room together or not? I don't know. I think they're against each other. Yeah, they'd be against each other, so she possibly could trick him, but what would be the benefit of doing that? Everybody ready? I'm gonna open my AB gate. Although I guess that doesn't really matter. Dio already opened one earlier.
Then only you and I remain.
Right.
Okay, let's go. I would really love a recap before we do this. Wonder if we're gonna get one. I don't remember the status of everything. 2 more AB gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms, aside from what we just went over. I mean...
Two minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
What are you going to do? I mean, how are you going to vote?
No question. If Clover isn't voting, then she's defaulting to ally. Betraying someone who isn't even playing hardly seems fair.
Of course, I think so too. I'm just glad to hear you say it.
Luna. It sucks so badly when you tell Luna you're gonna ally and she just betray anyways. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the Nonary game didn't seem so scary. Then she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
Huh?
There's something white on it.
Wait. I thought we were... Yeah, weren't we, like, bleeding? There's what? We see her hand. We don't look old. What? What the hell is this? For the first time since I'd found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Wait, her blood is white? Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. Or when we cut ourselves. Sorry, it was our blood, right? Are we like a robot? Is this like some alien shit? For a moment, I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar. But the truth was far stranger. The liquid was coming from my hand. What the fuck? We're a robot or like a clone or something? It was coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from Alice. But why? Where was the blood? I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly, I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
Are you all right?
Yeah, it's nothing. I went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk and I spilled it. It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really?
Yeah?
But...
Just shut up. It's fine, all right? I'm fine. Leave me alone. I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth, but something was wrong. Very wrong, and my head was spinning.
Sigma...
Oh, man. I'm so sorry. Just don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
Oh my god. This is the best. There's no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. I took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down. Just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hand. Kind of hard to forget about that. Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What are we gonna pick? We're gonna ally this time. I have a feeling this is gonna be the end.
Round 2
Dio's gonna
of the
get
Ambidex
out.
game has been completed.
I don't know. People are gonna get out and we're gonna be stuck here.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation.
Kay's gonna get out.
Ambidex gates now opening.
Who knows, though? Fi knows something that we don't, that's for sure. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
So you chose ally after all.
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing. The mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. Imagine you cut yourself and you bleed white blood. Oh, God. Luna nodded and walked off toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand. What in the hell is this? It couldn't be blood, could it? No. That was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. So like our consciousness being like transferred to like robots or clones of ourselves for each timeline, each path? But we remember the previous one. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult. But every single time, I'd bled red, like any other human being. So why was it that this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me? Oh, this is so good.
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing?
I mean, it's bad, but it's good, you know?
Get the hell over here. They're gonna show the results.
We just be dripping white all over the place. Yeah, right. On my way. I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others. Dio's excited because he knows he's gonna get out.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Are they gonna use the same trick again? Vi's gonna run back. Or both of them, maybe? We're about to find out. Oh, ally, ally. Ally, ally. What? Okay, Dio, Temioji forced Dio, I guess. Everyone freaking allied. So you've got K at 8, Quark at 7, Phi at 8, Temioji at 3, Dio at 7, Alice at 3, Sigma at 8, or I mean us at 8, Luna at 7, and Clover at 8. A lot of people at 8. If we stick with this plan, we could all get out.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
How the hell did this is like the opposite of our previous path.
Please check your bracelet.
Literally
to
everyone
see your
allied.
Updated bracelet points.
This is incredible. Look, everyone voted ally. You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose betray after what Phi said to me?
This seems so artificial.
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
The music seems different.
Of course.
Everyone's so happy.
If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well.
Why does the music sound so, like, freaky?
I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Are we all robots?
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma. Sigma? Sigma, are you all right?
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh? Oh, yeah, looks like we all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past the Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like that.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of the door shutting echoed through the warehouse. Freaking freaky!
The ambidex gates have closed.
I don't know what's freaking me out more, the fact that everyone allied or the fact that we're bleeding white.
Round 3 of the ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
Everyone's in such a good mood.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. Well, So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Red like our blood isn't.
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well. On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were. Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
What will you 2 do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
Okay. About what?
Something?
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything. I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest and marched out the yellow door. Tamioji and Kei quickly followed. In only moments, all three had disappeared. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Okay.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. Garden? Yeah. The garden.
You know this place?
Yes, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
It's very much mirroring the conversation we had with Alice. She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment, and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom, and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me. Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
Yeah? Well, I know the gist of it. I don't know it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named Tiltil and Mytil get asked to find a bluebird by this old woman, and they travel to the dream world. Oh, I don't know this at all, I don't think. Or something? Anyway, supposedly if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually they give up and go home. But when they wake up, the bird is in a bird cage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story, and it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true.
Who gave it to her?
Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
There's more?
Yes. When Til and Mittel try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
Fair.
You know, Sigma, I think you might be Til.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
Sure?
Where did you find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
This is weird. Room 2 in the crew quarters?
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we'd split up to go looking for Alice. First place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice. And then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah?
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice, didn't you? That doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice.
We're getting all the times confused!
So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
She's too smart for us. Well, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. This game is messing with my mind right now, just letting you know. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
What?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Damn, so you did see it, huh?
Yes. I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human. And ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still, my hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving me heart palpitations. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings, except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. But I mean, this is like this fiction. I mean, that doesn't mean that robots all need to obey those laws. Oh yeah, I've heard of those before. That's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed. I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws.
What the hell is happening?
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
Jesus.
That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes. Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes.
How?
Well, the Atom should be able to tell us.
Oh yeah, that thing in the infirmary. I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us. But when I turned, there was nothing. Who is it?
Is someone there?
Just me.
Vi?
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Damn. We're going to find out what it is on the next episode, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. This is Luckless LoveLocks signing out for now, and I love you all.